Folks, yet another prospect has met with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for a top 30 visit. I'm very excited to be talking about this prospect, by the way, because it is Bowling Green defensive lineman Karl Brooks. And for those of you who don't know, which I imagine there is a lot of you out there, I am a huge fan of Karl Brooks. I loved watching this guy at the Senior Bowl. He was one of my favorite, if not my favorite prospect that I saw when I did attend. My main responsibilities while at the Senior Bowl were to watch the offensive and defensive lines, and Karl Brooks was just a beast in one-on-ones. He was beating every single guy that he was pretty much going up against, and it was a lot of fun to watch. I feel like he is a guy that has really been overlooked throughout this pre-draft process. I feel like not enough people were talking about him at the beginning of the Senior Bowl. There was certainly a lot more people talking about him after the Senior Bowl, but he didn't get an invite to the NFL Combine, which I feel was a darn shame, and he has great size, 6'3", 303 pounds. He was compared to Curtis Weaver by Kyle Krabs of the Draft Network, and as I said, look, he was not invited to the NFL Combine. That's an absolute shame because I really do feel like Karl Brooks could have made some noise while in Indy. I would have loved to have seen him there while I was there, but I do believe that Karl Brooks made a good amount of noise while at his pro day at Bowling Green. He ran a 5.09 40-yard dash. He had a 26.5-inch vertical jump and a 28 reps on the bench press. 28 reps. This dude is freaking strong, and I think that the athleticism is good enough for a guy of his size, right? 5.09 40-yard dash is not the fastest 40-yard dash in the world, but I think that given the man is 6'3", 303 pounds, that's some pretty good athleticism for a man of the size of Karl Brooks. So I think that given his pro day, is definitely going to add a little bit to his draft stock, definitely raise his overall stock in general, I guess you could say, in terms of where he could potentially be selected in this upcoming draft. And one thing I really have to talk about is his production that he had in his final 2 seasons at Bowling Green. And I know there are a lot of people out there, and I mean a lot, and it is fair to say that you can't just look at production when you are analyzing draft prospects. I completely understand that, and I do agree with that take. I don't think that production is the be-all, end-all of draft analysis, and I think that that is a lazy man's draft analysis, essentially. Very surface-level type of stuff. But it is some pretty notable production. 30.5 tackles for loss and 17.5 sacks in his final 2 seasons at Bowling Green. That showcases a phenomenal ability to not just stop the run, but also rush the passer as well. Something that the Buccaneers could certainly use, I guess I should say, along their defensive line. And as I said, again, with a man of this size at 6'3", 303 pounds, it is so rare, I would say, and important that he is not just a pure run-stopping guy or a pure pass-rushing guy. It seems like Karl Brooks, at least based on his production and some of the film that you watch, is really kind of what you want to see in terms of a complete package type of defensive lineman, and that's pretty exciting, I feel like. Now, right now as it stands, he is, at least according to most websites, projected to be a 3rd to 5th round player. Now, I've also seen some people say, oh, he could go in the 1st round, he could go in the 2nd round. I don't really know necessarily where Karl Brooks is going to go at the end of the day. I don't want to say he's going to go in the 1st round, although he could sneak in at the tail end of the 1st round, so you never know. And I think he could very easily get taken in the 2nd round. But if he somehow falls to the Buccaneers in, let's say, the 2nd round or the 3rd round, something along those lines, I think that it would make all the sense in the world for the Buccaneers to select Karl Brooks in that type of situation. And I'm not saying that out of bias. I think that whenever you look at the defensive line situation, yes, you have Greg Gaines, yes, you have Vita Vea, yes, you have Logan Hall, but I think with Brooks, you have so much versatility there. He's big enough to play nose tackle, at least, or play defensive tackle, in my opinion, and you could move Vita Vea to the defensive end spot if you want to do that. You've got two pretty nasty pass rushers there that could create a lot of havoc. I think that you could easily slot him in as a defensive end next to a Greg Gaines, a Logan Hall, and a Vita Vea, and just watch, some of those combinations of guys wreak absolute havoc on offenses and just generate a lot of pass rush and also a lot of run stopping. I think that the fit is certainly there in a Todd Bowles defense. Of course, the team is very interested. He is a top 30 visit. Now, look, again, from the research that I've done, 3rd to 5th round is what websites are saying. That's probably not accurate because I really do feel like Karl Brooks has really raised his stock a significant amount. So maybe he is in play for the Buccaneers at pick 19. I don't know at the end of the day because it is not very concrete as to where Brooks' stock is 100% right now. It is really scattered right now in terms of the round projections and the draft selections right now. So I think all cards are on the table regarding Brooks and where he could be potentially picked, be it 1st, 2nd, or possibly even 3rd round. I'm probably going to say he doesn't make the 4th or 5th round. I would say he's probably a top 3 round type of guy based on the talent that I have seen from him throughout this pre-draft process. And again, he's one of those guys that, man, oh man, I really hope he is available for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because I think this man has been severely underrated throughout this draft process. He has not been talked about enough, in my opinion, and yeah, I really, really think that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers should consider him, be it in round 3, be it in round 2, or possibly even round 1 as well. That's just my thoughts and opinions, folks. I want to know what you guys think. Let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Let me know what you think about Karl Brooks. Let me know what you think about the possibility of him even going as high as 19 to the Bucs. I'd love to hear it. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope y'all enjoyed. And as always, folks, I'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.